Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 87 of Clash of the Podcast. I don't need to say anymore. It's 6:05. You know, you need to be over here. Yeah, we're late. We were talking a little NBA playoffs. We got to get East Coast and West Coast talking. It's a good time, man. It's a good time.
It's a real good time, man. Knicks are up 3-1. KD's mad because they got swept, talking about he wants to come to the Knicks next year. Life is good, man. Life is good. It's always good to be with you, brother.
Bro, I appreciate that. Everyone in here appreciates that. You guys know what time it is. We're going to rock with that and do what we do best. And I'm going to kick it to Sean for the line because I know it now.
Yeah, man. There's only one thing left to say. Conrad, my guy, drop that thing.
Man, what's going on, Sean? What's going on, bro?
Man? I'm fired up, man. Fired up.
Man, lots to get into tonight, folks.
Yeah,
lots to get into.
A lot going on.
I'm gonna have Sean take care of some of these intros here. I'm gonna try and bring them up, but if you see me looking down, I'm doing some promotion work here. So you guys just never mind all that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, first and foremost, thanks guys for being here. Conrad and myself welcome you to Clash of the Podcast 87. Quilly's the first one in here. Appreciate you, my guy. Quilly says, "What's up, Conrad, Sean, and chat." Your boy Sir Quills is back in and enjoyed my two favorite bros, CJ and Hubbs, for episode 87. The Sidney that's good stuff. The Sidney Crosby edition, the By God podcast. That's facts, bro. Thank you, man. Sidney Crosby is that dude, man. Yo, big shout out to the Rangers. I know I'm not a goofball. I know that Sidney Crosby is a Penguin, but big shout out to the Rangers. Swept their opening round series in the play. Could this be a special year for New York sports? It's starting to feel that way.
You never know. It's been a long time.
Man. Real talk, man. Quilly continues by saying night one of the draft was pretty much a dud. Let's see what night two brings. More than likely Backlash might be a dud as well, but that remains to be seen. Ray Thompson, welcome, Ray. Appreciate you, my guy. Says, happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great week. We hope you had a great weekend, too. Ray continues to say, hoping Gunther goes to SmackDown. A feud with Cody for the title feels right. Not that the draft matters, right? Hashtag what draft, hashtag what rankings, right? Ray continues, he says, also, I have to say I enjoyed NXT and Collision the best last week out of all the weekly shows. Yo,
Collision was raw.
Yeah,
Collision was pretty raw this week.
And so was NXT. Both NXT is stepping their game up a little bit. Maybe that's the reason why they're including the draft this year.
Yeah, if they ever get never mind. I'm gonna save it.
Yeah, take it easy, bro. You're good. It's early. Mike Feezy is in the building. Mike Feezy for Sheezy. Appreciate you, my guy. He said, it's The Rock. And giving shout out as well to Quilly. And giving shout outs to Ray. And talking about Aja joining Imperium, which could be a cool thing. And Mike also talking about how Trick is over like Rover. Oh, you're using my line, Mike Feasel. Appreciate you, my guy. The only Vinny in the by God world that we by God like. Happy Monday. God bless. God bless you too, man. Appreciate you. Mike Feasel also says, power to the people. Salute. No question about that. Salute. He says, why is Tony Khan always talking smack about WWE? Because he's really desperate at this point. We're going to get into that, too. I feel like he's really doing the most.
I have an opposite take, too.
Okay.
That people are going to be surprised about. But if you disagree with me, I feel like you're lying. But.
Okay, fair enough. And I don't hear you say that often. You're pretty much open-minded when it comes to a lot of things. So if you're saying you're really stuck on it, then I believe you. Guy Will Gamble says, appreciate you, Guy Will Gamble. And I appreciate the DMs and the information you drop in my inbox. Appreciate you guys. Says, what's up, everyone? Is it too early to ask what draft? It is not too early because I see it already. Even though my boy Jay Uso was the number 1 overall pick for Raw, I was very impressed by that. And Bianca, the number 1 overall pick, period. That's pretty sweet. Gotta like that. Jesse from the Pro Wrestling Shoot in the building, my guy. God bless you, my brother. He says, sorry, I'm late. You're not late. You're good. Was checking out Wise Choices with Eric and Bully, no doubt. Appreciate you. Mike Fiesel giving a shout out to Jesse as well. Deanna, my friend, always happy to have you here. She says, yay, it's time for my favorite Clash show. Oh, wait, it's my only Clash show. Yes, it better be the only Clash show. Nobody better have been biting off of us already. Who's this? My computer's messed up. Who's that, Doug?
Doug.
Doug is in the building. That's what I thought. Doug is in the building. Appreciate you, Doug. He says, another Monday, another Clash. Let me teach you boys something. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Hey. Yes, and he gives a shout out to the end and says, did you get to go to SmackDown on Friday? Yeah, I'm interested in that too. Gomar in the building. He says, yo, how's it going, everyone? How's it going with you, man? Welcome to Clash of the Podcast 87. We appreciate you. M. Leezy, Fo, Sheezy. Good evening, everyone. Hope that you had a good weekend. And let's kick this week off right with two of the best in our pro wrestling community. Let's go, Knicks. Oh, boy. Philly ain't talking that much stuff now. What up, Philly? What up? Oh, my God. Renegade in the building. James, my guy James. I Renegade, obviously, but that's my friend James. Says their name and say their name in their appeal. We believe in EPW. We believe in EPW. I believe in EPW as well.
Listen, y'all better quit acting like Joe Hendry hasn't been doing this for years. This gimmick is old. I'm seeing everybody loving it now. I'm like, y'all, this gimmick is old.
That's facts. It has been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a minute. What we got up next? Anthony Slate in the building. Hey, guys. Hey to you, man. Welcome to the show, my guy. Appreciate you. BJ, what up, though? He says, yo. The champ is here. Unfortunately, just for the early part of the show, I'll be in the comments after, but wishing you all a good Monday. Hope you are doing well. We hope you're doing well, too, as well, BJ. We appreciate you, man. And Lizzie says, Cody trying to hold it down like Ric Flair and failing. Oh, yes, I think so, too. I think he's trying to be the quote-unquote NWA old school world champion. I don't think it's going over well. I'm with you, M. Lizzie. John G in the building. He says, what's up, Conrad and Sean? What's up to you, man? Hey, John, we appreciate you being here. McKinney, what up, dude? He says, yo, I'm here to talk wrestling with the Fire Chat and the Blade Runners of podcasts, Clash of the Podcast, and let y'all know I'm going to be real slow with it so you guys can really listen to this because he's dropping the dime right here. He says, the path to peace is always worthy, no matter how many turns it takes. Amen, bro. Amen, McKinney. We appreciate you. Always on top of your game when it comes to dropping some knowledge. We appreciate that, my guy. Yeah, K-Clown in the building, or Clown, I should say, in the building. He says, afternoon, everyone. Afternoon and good evening to you, too, Clown. Appreciate you being here, my guy. Definitely excited for another episode of Clash of the Podcast. Man, Conrad, 87, man. 87 in a row. What are we doing, bro?
It's 87, man. It's a good number.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The year of my favorite pay-per-view of all time before I was born. Oh, no, 1 year after I was born. WrestleMania 3. Don't judge me.
Let me see here. I'm looking. We're doing good, man. I appreciate everybody who is out here in these streets asking. Let me see here.
A little bit of a programming note while you look up the next thing on the docket. Want to let everybody know that Hubbard Wrestling Weekly is going under a major rehaul right now. The Instagram is now what you see for Twitter as well, Hub W Weekly, kind of cutting it down a little bit. Also, Threadless, the website is hwweekly.threadless.com for the merch, and also Hubbard Wrestling Weekly is going to be deactivated. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, the website, I should say, is going to be deactivated, and we're going to relaunch. I probably say May or June with hwweekly.com. All new vibes, all new information, crazy articles, crazy outtakes, crazy good stuff, as well as the podcast. And the podcast is currently being uploaded by our team, episode by episode, and you can officially find Hubbard Wrestling Weekly on Spotify, which is a big deal for me. Conrad was a great help in that, and we've been working on it all night, man, and got the first 9 episodes up there. Uploading the episodes got me thinking about some old school stuff that we used to talk about, man. The old WrestleMania 6 retrospective review and Saturday night's main event. Go to Spotify right now. The first 9 episodes are up, man. Check it out. And my rant of all rant. You guys think, for the people who have joined us within the past maybe year or so, if you guys think that my rants about Jey Uso are bad, go to Spotify, look up Hubbard Wrestling Weekly on Spotify, and listen to my rant about when Brock Lesnar beat Kofi Kingston in 9 seconds on the debut edition of SmackDown on Fox. You have never heard me this angry. You have never heard me this pissed off. You have never heard me this jacked up. That was a day that I unleashed for 27 straight minutes. So just a little programming note for you guys.
Classic. Hopefully we don't have to see anything like that, because right now the Black World Champs are on top. We got Moose, Trick Williams, Swerve. I thought Swerve cut a great promo on Collision. I thought they did a good thing here. I'm telling you, Collision was really good this week. If you didn't want to check it out, I know some people write it off, and then why are they wasting their time putting that on Collision? But then you say it's not good. I don't know, people. That's like saying, like, why am I getting this good match on Raw? Who says stuff like that? Like, right, no, I'll take it. Sure,
facts.
Sure, if that's what you want to do, let's do this.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into what do you want to start with, Sean?
Let's get into the draft, because the draft is a joke anyway. Might as well get the funny out the way.
I don't have any draft music. Somebody cue that Hall of Fame music. Ba, 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 ba. I got nothing. The WWE Draft, man, it's going down. I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this. Like, where are we going, man?
Yeah, I mean, DJ says also wanted to spread a bit of love and self-awareness for you all. If you don't heal that hurt, if you don't heal what hurt you, you'll bleed on those who didn't cut you. You got this. Someone loves and believes in you. You got this. Thank you for the encouragement, man. That's very kind. I'm sure people appreciate that. I mean, my guy was drafted number 1 by Raw. My girl was drafted number 1 by SmackDown. So on paper, it looks like WWE's trying to, quote unquote, do the right thing. What will it really mean when it's all said and done? I don't know. But I'll tell you this. Obviously, Carmelo Hayes being drafted in the first round, the first NXT superstar in the history of the draft to be drafted number 1, in the first round, I should say. And the MVP of WrestleMania, Seth Rollins, being drafted number 1 is a nice gesture, because Seth Rollins truly was the most valuable player of WrestleMania. That being said, Roman Reigns is not eligible. I mean, he's withdrawn from. I mean, what does that even mean, bro? Like, what does that even mean? See, this is the problem I have with World Wrestling Entertainment, amongst many. We know that Roman's not going to be back till the summer. Okay, we've accepted that. But you're telling me now that he can't even be on the screen to be a draft pick? Like, so Roman is not only not going to be on television live for the next 3 months, which we could all wrap our heads around that. You can't even have him be part of the draft. We can't even hear his music. We can't even hear his name called. What the heck is going on here?
I don't know.
It's silly.
Let's break this down. Because round 1, I had no issue, and I have pictures of all the rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But Sean, what hurt this draft besides like the Roman thing? I feel like it's the champions too. Like, okay, champions are locked in, and okay, I'm okay with that. I know you just made new belts, but then how come the signings weren't locked in that were had previously?
Right.
Like, okay, they made a big deal of signing Jade and Braun Breaker. Why weren't they locked in? This bothers me a little bit. Like, when it comes to like, why are we doing certain things? If this doesn't matter, then like, let's just say it doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm fine with that. I would rather you don't even play these charades and just be like, we do what we want. Watch the show. Okay. But I don't know. We're playing these charades and this is what we go through. going into round one, Bianca, great choice. I thought it was really cool that they made Bianca the first round pick, and I think the pools help make people feel special. If that means anything, like with like if Triple H wanted to say like Bianca, you're gonna be the number one pick this year. Good, you know what I mean? That sounds cool to her. And then tonight, someone's gonna be the number one pick for Raw on that side. You know, great. Jey Uso going second. I was shocked by that. I was like, oh wow, they're really up in this dude. Like they're pushing him up to the top. And I thought that was really dope. Like I was like, okay,
please.
That mean, but you get what I'm saying though.
No. I'm not.
Seth,
bro. I'm not saying you're wrong. They're jerking us around. I've never been so depressed about literally my favorite wrestler in the industry right now being number one contender for the world. He's gonna lose. He's gonna freaking lose. This whole like. What you're saying would be correct if WWE weren't idiots. Did I say that? Let me be more politically right. Yeah, idiots. For me, okay, you're going to draft him as the number one pick on Raw. You're going to give us this false sense of security that this guy is going to be ascended to a higher level. Triple H and believe me, I may be being jaded about this, Conrad, but all that yeet stuff. And Triple H doing the hands up, hands down thing, to me, he's just mocking him. I don't believe Triple H is genuine about anything he does. I think it's mocking. I think it's corny. I think it's stupid. Him sitting up here going like this and yeet, like it doesn't work, bro. And you're looking like you're doing nothing but mocking him. Chat, let me know if you think I'm bugging right now. I think it's a corny move.
I think he's always tried to be on the cool train.
Yeah, but he's not. It's not working, and he needs to get off.
Well, do you remember him dancing with New Day?
Yeah, like, that was pathetic.
That's what I'm saying. When people are at their peaks, Triple H kind of gets in on the act, and I think he thinks he's helping, but it could come across like he's not to.
I'm going to go somewhere you don't want me to go, Conrad.
I know where you're about to go. Skirt.
I mean, why does he do that with people of color? Has he ever danced with anybody else?
I'm trying to think if anyone's had a good dancing.
Here's a perfect example. Did he ever have a dance with Dude Love?
Nah, he was trying to pedigree him on thumbtacks.
Did he ever dance with Shawn Michaels?
There were some questionable chops back in the day with DX, but
I'm just saying, to me, you come out there, guys, I'm not trying to go there tonight, so I'm going to keep it brief. You go out there and you shuck and jive. It looks to me like he's mocking him. That's what it looks like to me. So, but I'll get off my soapbox and get back to wrestling. None of us believe. Hi, Crystal. I can't stand her. I love her, but I can't stand her. Hi, Jocelyn. How you doing? That's crazy, Jocelyn. I heard that too. I know it's predictable though. But yeah, just to get off of this, Jey Uso's not going to become world heavyweight champion. And at this point, it's kind of like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's very upsetting. I don't want to get fired up all over again. I'm having a good day. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful Monday. But it's like, come on, bro. But yes, it's nice that he got drafted. He's nice that he got drafted number one by Raw. Whoop-de freaking do. What's that going to mean when he loses to Damian Priest? That draft pick and a quarter will get him a nice piece of bubblegum.
I viewed it the same way that I view a lot of things that happened with me at a previous job. I'm trying not to give too many details, but I wouldn't get promotions, which is what people want, right? You want an increase in your pay. Mm-hmm. But instead, they would give me an award, and here's some pizza. Here's a pizza party for you. Thanks, man. You're doing a great job around here. So they would make you feel like you're really good, but they're not giving you what you want. It's a placebo.
Right.
And eventually, I don't care how many trophies you have sitting in your house. You can have 1,000 trophies, but if you don't have what you want, then what does all of this mean? It means nothing.
Facts said Guy Will Gamble. He never danced with Fandango. I know it may sound silly, but I think Guy Will Gamble's going where I'm going. This is real talk.
You're not wrong.
There you go.
I'm telling you. I'm just telling you, like.
To me, it's like you want to shuck and jive with New Day, and you want to shuck and jive with Jey Uso. Why aren't you shucking and jiving with Fandango? Why aren't you shucking and jiving with? He was with Shawn Michaels for years. All Shawn Michaels did was dance.
Hey. But let me finish my point on that. Yes, I think they're doing to Jey Uso though. the whole like you were the top pick for the other side, and it's like, cool, that's great.
What does that mean?
What does it mean though? When Seth comes back, then I drop down again, or what's going to happen with this? And I'm sure Jay's got good stuff coming to him, but if Jay Uso wants to permanently elevate himself, he needs, I hate saying like the wrestling terms, he needs the boost, he needs the push, and you have to show it. Like, Jay, this is you tonight. If you want to do it, if you're not going to do it, then don't do it. It's not
Conrad and chat. And please, chat, interact with me on this question. Tell me, just simply say you're right, Sean, or you're wrong. Jay Uso deserves to be the world heavyweight champion. Nobody can tell me different. Let's do the check-off boxes. Good in-ring talent, check. Charismatic, check. Over with the fans, check. Mic skills need some work, but 3 out of 4. So for me, it's a no-brainer. But at the end of the day, Conrad, it's going to be the same old story. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you another hot take, Conrad. We're lucky that Booker T won the World Heavyweight Championship. We're lucky. Well, I didn't think he was going to beat Rey Mysterio. Not at all. Because I think that Triple H feels exactly the way I'm about to get stuck. Okay, let me calm myself down. I'm about to go back to 2003 again. I believe Triple H feels exactly how he felt when he said what he said in that ring with Ric Flair to Booker T. I believe that is his true feelings. And nobody can tell me different. And I want you guys to look. At Triple H. Go to YouTube, wherever you got to go. Go to look at Triple H when he's doing the yeet thing and putting this in. Does it look like he's having fun, or does it look like he's making fun of Jay Uso? Maybe I'm crazy, but it looks to me like he's mocking him. That's what it looks like to me. And you throwing him a bone, Conrad, I feel myself getting louder. You throwing him a bone and making him the first pick on Raw means nothing. It means nothing when you guys get on that plane after Raw goes off the air tonight and you guys travel to Paris, France, and by hook or by crook, Damian Priest defeats Jay Uso on Saturday afternoon. What the heck does him being drafted number 1 by Raw actually mean?
It only means something if you do something with it. You know what I mean? That was the exact point I was making about the pizza parties that are being referred to and everything else.
So I'm going to leave it alone. I'll just say one more. Guy Will Gamble says Triple H never did the Emma dance. The Emma dance was over like Rover.
Didn't he do it once?
He never did the Emma dance. No, he did not. He never did.
Someone did it that was in an authority role, didn't they?
Stephanie did it.
Oh. I remember somebody doing that dance. That dance was I thought it was cool. Emma really should have been in a better spot than she was. But
let's move on, bro. I'm sorry, man. I apologize, Conrad.
No, you're fine. Joel dropping a little bit of knowledge on us. AEW Double or Nothing is available for pre-order on Triller TV, including the US.
In the United States? That's awesome.
Yeah, I think the next 3 are. So
that's great.
So Dynasty, Double or Nothing, and then Forbidden Door. So yeah,
good for Triller, man. Bringing it to the U.S., man. That means U.S. citizens can see the pay-per-view on Triller. That's super dope. Dope.
I'm definitely gonna be watching on there because I don't want problems. So no shot at anybody else. Where are we going? A lot of people are agreeing with you, by the way. I'm gonna roll through these, but let me put up. Let's talk round 2.
Yes, talk round 2.
So we had Randy Orton, Braun Breaker, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan. You can see where they went to here. Liv Morgan went to Raw for those who can't see it because I do have the comments up. But what did you think with this group?
To me, Jay Uso, Bianca Belair, number 1, number 2 pick is pretty cool. But the draft as a whole, right? It's meant to feature people, even if it's just to feature them for that 5 seconds they're announced in the draft. So the 15 to 20 people, I guess after tonight, 30 people that's names are called, that your name being called means that you mean something in 2024. So that being said, Randy Orton obviously means something. Braun Breaker obviously means something. Clearly, Nia Jax has turned the corner as far as thank you, Quilly, has turned the corner as it relates to thank you, Vinny, as it relates to her being able to be safe in the ring. She's been performing pretty well lately. And then Liv Morgan's on fire right now, but they have to use her correctly because as quickly as she's gotten hot is as quickly as she can go cold again. Because if you remember, Conrad, Liv Morgan has been hot before, and it didn't work out.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just lack of believing or what. Once again, you got to pull the trigger eventually if you're going to do it, because people get tired of trying to believe. See Dolph Ziggler for me, like, with all due respect, like,
right.
I got tired of waiting for it. Like, you're obviously not going to do it, so I'm going to just stop caring. Have a good day.
I'll never understand. 10 seconds. I'll never understand why Dolph Ziggler was a sole survivor at Survivor Series 14 if they weren't going to do anything with him.
I think it was just the dangling of the carrot a bunch of times.
Right.
Yes, and John G's mentioning Braun is in the draft pool tonight. Could be. What up, E? Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm gonna move on to 3 here. But I'll get mad at the next round. LA Knight goes to SmackDown, Ricochet to Raw. The Bloodline finally gets picked. They had a little bit of a conversation with Heyman, and Sheamus goes to Raw.
A little commentary about these picks.
Go ahead.
LA Knight means something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's lost a little bit of steam, LA Knight means something. Ricochet represents the let's see what happens category. Like, okay, you're still stealing the show as it relates to your athleticism. Can you cut a promo? Can you get a good story going? So that's a little bit of a vote of confidence for him. Sheamus is a returning guy, so that makes a lot of sense. And then the Bloodline, especially being in the 3rd round, I love it. I absolutely love it because to me, the Bloodline being drafted in the 3rd round is indicative of where they are right now. No Roman Reigns and no Usos, you should be in the 3rd round.
I think you can use that to play into the story as well.
Well, that too, but I'm being serious.
Mm-hmm. No, and I think it's a tale of two things. That it's true, but also, we want Roman, not you,
right?
You two. So,
honestly, do you feel that the Bloodline's gonna? I mean, at this point, the Bloodline, as it's currently constituted, needs Roman and the Usos to come back into the fold because I'm not really feeling this incarnation of the Bloodline at all.
I'm trying to give it time because they're trying to put it together. So, okay. I think someone had mentioned it before here. Hold on. I'm looking at these ideas here. McKinney give us a tape show on Peacock that feels like a real draft. It's time to change up with all the ESPN people in the back, but we got what we got. Yeah, I don't appreciate the fake, like, getting hype stuff.
Yeah, the draft room thing.
Yeah. BJ says we're a month after Mania. We got no Rock, no Roman, no Rhea, no Seth, no Punk, no Drew. And now if Cody doesn't play safe, unlike Friday's spot, he'll be in jeopardy. That's what I think is hurting the Bloodline stuff right now, Sean. Who's the oomph right now? It's all Cody.
Right. And I think somebody said it. I want to say the only Vinny we like said it. Cody's not hitting, bro. Cody is not hitting the way he's supposed to hit. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being jaded. I don't know. Maybe I miss Roman. I don't know. Well,
let me get jaded for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, who is in the main event of Backlash? Just answer.
Who's the main event of Backlash? It depends on what main event you're talking about, but I'm assuming you're talking about Cody versus AJ Styles.
Hold on. I want you to see my face.
Let's go.
Why is AJ Styles picked in the 4th round when he could be the champion? This sounds like a good idea. Let's pick AJ now. Some of it doesn't make sense.
Makes no sense.
I would have picked, even if I don't, let's kayfabe this for a second, people. Mm-hmm. AJ could potentially be the champion. So I'm just going to pick him just so I can have him, right? And instead, we're playing these weird little games like, oh no, LA Knight first. Forget that. You know what I mean? No, he's not in a championship contention right now. Give me AJ. Make AJ feel important, but that's not what we're doing here. So it was a little weird for me. Alpha Academy being drafted as one group. Okay.
That's a vote of confidence for
Chad Gable. We'll see what happens with this. We've heard rumors of some things are going to get changed. Andrade on SmackDown. Hell, I didn't know what show he was on. He was teaming with Rey Mysterio, but then I see him on Raw with the Judgment Day. I'm like, what is going on?
What show? I love what you just said. You're 100% right.
Yo, like, honest answer from everyone who hates AEW. Seriously. Is this better than what Andrade was doing?
No.
At least not at the end, it wasn't. Like,
no.
But if he's happy, he's happy. I can't say nothing. But it's just weird. And I want to give a shout out to Kiana James. I'm a big fan of Kiana James from NXT. I think that she's got a lot of spunk. Is that a good word here to use? A lot of
moxie. That's a good word. That's a good word.
I see potential here for her. I just hope that they can find something for her to do. And I don't know if she's going to maintain her NXT gimmick of like the businesswoman look. And she had a little group down there. So I wonder what's going to happen with that. If that fizzles out or if it takes its time before it fizzles out. But good luck to Kiana James. I saw Shawn Michaels give the embrace and the hug. Those moments felt more like a real draft moment.
Yep.
And then the hug. And I did see the Carmelo getting the call from Adam Pearce thing, which was kind of, I get it.
It's supposed they're playing off the NFL draft, which is corny. I don't like that.
Carmelo was like, yeah, what took you so long? I was like, okay, that's at least a little wrestling into
right, a little wrestling, right?
Yeah. So it was what it was. Nobody moved really, though, except for Nia Jax. You called up one person from NXT, and if NXT's in this, shouldn't NXT get some picks?
More than two people.
Like, come on, fam. It doesn't make sense to me.
Wait, as a matter of fact, that's not even where you were going. I made a mistake. You mean NXT should have the chance to pick people?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree, and that didn't happen at all.
Because, wasn't someone in the chat arguing with me? I don't remember if it was our show or Dynamite show. Someone was in the chat saying, no, NXT's the third brand. Womp, womp.
No, it's not. If Ava Raine is not on the draft board picking somebody, then they're not the third brand.
Right. I just don't get it. Shout out to Ricochet being the speed champion. That title reminds me of the Impact logo when it was like the blue and green title, like when Eli Drake held it.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of the look of the title, but I don't know what the plan is for that. But have fun with it. I'm not believing
that title will last 6 months. Mark my words.
We'll see where it goes, man. 3-minute matches is quick, but I get it. It's promotion for X. Gomez would kick the rug out from underneath Dolph on purpose. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, smart. I see what you're saying about Ziggler, but you can't blame the wrestler for creative issues unless it's a case like Jericho or the Hardys coming up with it for themselves. But you can only here's the thing with Ziggler. He could have left.
Yes.
That was my point. He had multiple opportunities to leave, and he kept signing the dotted line. And even if they didn't get rid of him on this last one, do you think he would have just signed up again?
Well, AEW wasn't a thing when he signed his last contract. Remember that?
I thought it was. I thought he did sign one in like 20.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the same thing though. Like and we could be wrong about this because I remember they said Claudio signed one, but maybe it was a short-term extension. You don't know how this stuff works with it, but when you keep doing it over and over to yourself, it's just like there's only but so much pity I can have for you.
Right. Agreed.
Liv needs the Queen of the Ring this year. They did announce Queen and King of the Ring. People are nominating themselves to be in. I don't know if you feel that same way you felt about the King of the Ring in 1993 when Bret the Hitman Hart went through 3 opponents in one night. Razor Ramon, Mr. Perfect, which some may say is better than their SummerSlam 91 match, and then Bam Bam Bigelow.
Only one thing that mattered that night to me, and that's when that Punk Hulk Hogan got squashed by Yokozuna.
Terrible.
Yeah. I was never. I wish in that moment I felt like I was Japanese. Go Yoko.
Right. Go, big ups to Yoke.
Yes.
What up, Yoke?
Beat him with his own move too. He didn't beat him with the bonsai drop. He beat him with the leg drop.
Hogan wasn't taking that, brother. He was like, nah, man.
Well, he took it after the match.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he was like, oh, you know what it was? The visual.
Right.
He was not gonna have some dude sitting out of like.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yes.
Of course, brother.
Yes, Deanna. I know that Yokozuna wasn't Japanese. We're having a little fun here, Deanna. Don't do me like that. I know he's from the Polynesian Islands. I know.
He was actually going to be with the Head Shrinkers. If you can go back and find that footage,
I know he was.
Big.
He was.
What was his name? Coquina.
Yes, that's right.
Shout out to Samoa Joe and the Coquina Clutch too. McKinney says, "I think we're in a holding pattern right now due to the draft after Backlash. Cody will beef it up because his ops will be solidified after the pay-per-view, but it's stale right now."
Is there anybody out there, and you included Conrad, and we're not talking about, big shout out to Jesse from Pro Wrestling Shoot. We're not talking about merchandise sales, okay? Is there anybody out there that does not understand my logic about Cody turning heel? Is there not anybody that doesn't see my vision about him turning his hair black and becoming a jackass and being a bad person that would be so freaking awesome?
I don't want to be a heel. That's all I can hear with the AEW.
Okay.
We'll see what happens with it. I mean, listen, I'm watching right now. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just watching. Jocelyn brings up, I know Corbin wasn't drafted, but where is he? Why isn't he being used? Baron Corbin was actually recently the NXT Tag Team Champions with Braun Breaker. Yep. They were the Wolf Dogs. I was like, yo, who named this team? My son? Like who?
Pretty much. It sounds like the intern did it. And that's a good name for the intern, but not for a grown man.
But I think Baron.
How creative, by the way! Wow.
I think Baron Corbin was doing. Baron Corbin's look did get upgraded though. I do think he's better off. Like he was down there, kind of showing him, like, yo, this is how you do this, bro.
Yeah, that's true. But like you said, like you accurately pointed out, NXT didn't have picks. To me, a perfect pick for the NXT draft would have been like a Chelsea Green,
Nakamura,
right? And the person they got rid of, Cameron Grimes.
Yo, Cameron Grimes getting released is crazy to me, dog. He never did anything wrong. He only did what you asked of him.
Right.
He got over.
Right.
Then they were like, oh, call that kid up. And then they were like, you beat Baron Corbin. Good. And then after that, they were like, all right, now you lose every week.
Right.
And then they were like, yeah, your job's safe here, kid. And then, oh, sorry, you're cut. 5 days later, after they told him you have a job here for a long time. You can't believe that when someone tells someone that either. Unless you got Roman Reigns' no-cut clause, it's a wrap, Rizzy. 16 people drafted, 4 moved, and 2 call-ups.
Pathetic.
I don't even know if it was that many. Hold on. We're going back.
He did his research.
No, who? Are we counting that Andrade thing as a move?
Andrade counts.
Y'all better not.
Andrade counts, technically.
He was teaming with Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. What do you mean it counts?
I hear you.
No, I'm getting hyped up. No, it does not count. That is bullshiggity. That's all I can say. It's garbage.
I think it's technically a Raw to SmackDown transaction.
Oh, Corbin got drafted to SmackDown after the show. I forgot they do the supplemental pick.
Oh, they did the supplemental draft this year? Oh, great. That shows you how much I was
Go to WWE.com. Do.
The best draft ever was the first ever draft. The first one in 2002 was the best draft ever. Rock was number 1. Hogan was like number 5. Undertaker was number 2. NWO was like number 4.
That's petty, Sean. That's petty. What you just did about that.
Oh, you picked up on that,
huh? Oh, my goodness. WWE Speed is a show on Twitter, Mike. Andrade was doing nothing in AEW. What's he doing here? Tell me.
He wasn't doing anything in AEW, and he's not doing anything here. So the point Conrad's trying to make is, what's the difference?
What was he doing? What was he doing at WrestleMania? That didn't even make sense, bro. That was definitely a political power play. If you're Dragon Lee and you didn't sign with AEW to go to WWE, why did you do that?
Right.
You have to be questioning, like, yo, why did I do this to myself?
100%.
He had a WrestleMania match. Dog, what? Yo, I can't I can't.
No, I couldn't agree more.
That's fine, but at least he's with his wife, but he didn't want to go to SmackDown at first because all the Latinos on the show. So I don't know about that. I haven't heard anything about that, but man, I'm far behind. I got the Yoko stuff still popping up. Let's see here. Ziggler signed and was able to make TV show appearances, do a stand-up bit freedom. That comes with tenure too. Yeah, that was nice of him to let him do that, but I don't know. I wish Dolph would have left before then. Is it me or should they have changed the draft? Do it right after Mania. That might be too quick.
I see what James is saying, but you know what? Honestly, James, they need to do away with the draft because all jokes aside, I know Conrad makes fun of it a lot. The draft is really non-consequential. They don't stick to it, bro. They don't. They just don't stick to it. Jey Uso will be on SmackDown in 2 weeks. I'm telling you.
You separated the tag titles and you don't have that many teams.
Well, I disagree with you on that. I like the separation of the tag belts.
I don't. I just think there's not enough teams for it. Personally,
No. Let's go. There's certain things we got to dig into.
Please do. Well, let me say this. Can I say credible teams?
Okay, that's a different conversation.
Let me fall back out.
No. That's a different conversation. Okay.
A tag team called Do It Yourself doesn't seem to be on the
That's not what you said. You just amended what you said, and once you amended what you said, I backed off.
No. But I'm just saying, a tag team called DIY, and they're already breaking them up. Like I don't know what the plan is for that. Did you see that last week? The tag title match we referenced to.
I did.
What? So they're like, I can't, man. We're done. I'm done with this.
Right. There's enough. There's enough teams to separate the tag belts, but if you want to say credible teams, then that's a different conversation.
Right. Yeah. Cameron Grimes looked great putting people over. Guy will gamble. I will agree with that.
Unless maybe you make the big guy and Alpha Academy see the light about what Chad Gable's saying, and then maybe he turns heel, and then they're tag team champ.
I want Chad Gable with the Creeds.
Okay.
I think it'll serve dual purpose. Sean, I'll say this. If you book your cards right and you let Chad Gable give him a chance to shine, I think Chad Gable could be a main eventer.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm not saying he's gonna be champ. But
I'm just saying anybody will be a main eventer before Jey Uso.
So we're gonna move on here.
Everybody's getting their chance except Jey freaking Uso.
He should have had a chance, bro.
Sami Zayn, like everybody's getting their freaking chance. They made Jey Uso lose to Gunther, and for some reason they thought it was better business to have Sami Zayn win his 4th Intercontinental Championship. I'm gonna tell you a moment in time that stood out to me like a sore thumb. They were talking about Chad Gable when Chad Gable challenged Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship on Raw the night he turned heel. The whole narrative was that Chad Gable's never won a singles championship. This will be the first time Chad Gable has ever won a singles championship. You know who else has never won a singles championship?
Jey Uso.
Oh my God!
You know who wanted that moment where they could be the Intercontinental Champion? I thought Sheamus was the first one they were going to give it to. They told a lot of stories with people, and nobody got anything. But then they were like, "Sami Zayn, that's the guy." Boom, we're good. We're good here.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Listen, it was a great match. I'm happy that they did what they did. Like, I'm okay with it now in hindsight. Whatever, it's what it is. Like, we're gonna have to move forward no matter what. But I wouldn't have did it that way. That's just me talking. No, John, we're not talking about him. JL is done. I don't even like that dude. I just saw.
I don't like him. I don't like him either.
Deanna said, I just needed Teddy Long to draft the Undertaker.
The Undertaker!
Yo, shout out to T-Lo being there. He almost got caught up in that promo. He had to catch himself a little bit. It's been a minute. But shout out to Teddy Long, man. Also, Carlito being the attacker that just running away. Yo, Carlito used espionage skills right there. Beat dude down.
Just a low budget remix of what Triple H did to Shawn Michaels 20 years ago.
I hated that too. They zoomed in on the face and de-scrambled it. I was like, all right, y'all, cut it out.
Yeah, we knew it was Triple H the whole time. Cut it out.
Bully Ray on Raw today. There's no way someone's opinions could be biased with that. Keep that in the back of your head for me later, please. What I just said about Bully Ray. Black hair Cody, you mean My Chemical Cody, aka why didn't anyone understand my Death of Superman reference? Shut up, Cody.
I'm telling his promos as a champion have been pretty weak.
Women's division,
and he cries one more time. I swear to.
Listen, man, what don't you want? Cody crying or the dad jokes? Cody's coming through with one of them.
The bottom line is that he hasn't been good on the microphone. And how many more acceptance speeches can he have? He's had like 4 acceptance speeches.
Those were the other 2. Thank you. That was after the draft. Yeah, Alba Fryer and Isla Dawn got drafted to Raw. The silence is deafening here, folks. Yeah, I hope so. Hashtag what credible tag teams.
All right, now you got me interested. DIY, Miz and R-Truth.
Wait, time out. So think, how many matches can you recall that DIY have won besides the contendership matches recently?
At the point there.
No, it is. We're talking about credibility right now, Sean. Do you believe? I did not believe they were winning last week, and I like DIY.
I know you do. Hold on one second. I'm going to look something up.
And also, give them back their theme. Please.
Well, they took away that theme. They took away Tiffany Stratton again.
Messing up, folks.
Oh, my God. Listen.
No, you know what? Name them off top, Sean. Name them off top.
Well, I can't. I'm having difficulty. I know. I understand. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to. Are we counting? I like to be accurate.
Yo, by the way, all of Judgment Day is out. That is crazy.
Oh, see, there's a lot of tag teams in WWE. Oh my God!
Let's go through credibility.
No, we're gonna go down now. You have to tell me which ones are you. You tell me. Alpha Academy. Yay or nay? No, just go. I'm not gonna say Alpha Academy.
Wait, are we talking Otis and his new partner or Otis and Chad?
Otis, yes. Otis and
okay. No, we're not counting.
Ashante Adonis and Cedric the Entertainer.
They haven't even been a team. They're not even.
I'm not. That's why I said the Entertainer. I'm being funny with you.
They squashed
A-Town Down Under, the current WWE Tag Team Champions.
Good job with them. Thank you. Good. Okay.
Awesome Truth, the current World Tag Team Champions.
Begrudgingly, okay.
Chase University. They're pretty good on NXT. And NXT counts because anybody can get called up at any time.
Thea Hale seems to be the more focused of that group.
The D'Angelo family, you like them.
Hey.
There you go.
Actually, he wrestled at University of Buffalo. Shout out to my guy, Tony D'Angelo.
The Creed brothers.
There's potential there, but they don't win.
Listen, so that's so far, I'm counting as credible. I'm counting A-Town Down Under, Awesome Truth. I'm counting Chase University. I'm counting.
Time out. That's NXT.
No, it counts though, because anybody can get called up at any time. That counts. That counts.
I don't think that gimmick will work on the main.
No, that counts. That counts. Chase University counts. Then I'm going D'Angelo family at number 4. I'm going DIY at number 5. I'm going AOP at number 6. I'm going AOP at number 6. I'm going Imperium at number 7.
There is no Imperium.
There will be after tonight.
Oh, you think he joins them? I don't know.
Oh, my God. That's 7. Judgment Day is definitely 8.
Hold on. Time out. There was definitely a cat pick in there that I want the cat put on it first.
All right. Hold on. Okay, we got to really do this, okay? A-Town Down Under, they definitely count. That's 1.
Yes. NXT, I want to asterisk next to. Chase U is not going to work on the main
we're going to have to count. We count them, bro. They're under the WWE banner.
Is this going to work, though, in WWE?
Okay, so you're not saying it's just because of NXT. You're saying you don't think it'll work. Okay, cool. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. A-Town Down Under is definitely 1. Awesome Truth is definitely 2. The Bloodline is definitely 3. Okay, no Chase University. D'Angelo family 4. DIY 5. AOP 6. Imperium 7.
Let me jump in first. Go back to DIY. DIY and AOP have won the same amount of matches, I think. And I'm not even being funny, y'all, in the low amount of time.
But you're asking, are they credible tag teams?
Correct. AOP's got to team up to be credible. They sent them to NXT to give them work. That's bad.
All right.
You got to work with
We're going to go through this one more time. One more time, and we're going to move on. Alpha Academy, no. Okay, we're just going to name the ones because I found this list online. A-Town Down Under, 100%. Awesome Truth, 100%. That's 2. Bloodline, 3. You're saying Chase University, no. You're saying the D'Angelo family, 4. I'm saying DIY, but I'll leave them off the list. I'm saying AOP, but I'll leave them off the list. Imperium, 5. Judgment Day, 6. LWO, 7. New Day, 8. The OC. Yeah, okay.
And also, tell me the last time New Day won.
No. Because don't mess me, because you're gonna mess me up again. Street Profits, 9.
They're the reason why they split the titles. I really believe that.
But listen, Street Profits, 9. The Brawling Brutes are no more. Okay, 9, and you're not counting DIY and AOP. That would be 11.
Are you gonna use them?
Okay, then it's 9. That's 9 teams.
But Sean, they've been there though. Like that's my
point. I'm saying no DIY, which I think is very, very Legado del Fantasma. Thank you, Quilly. That's 10.
What do they do?
Oh my god.
Yo, Sean, these people have had more highlights in NXT than on the main roster. You cannot tell me I'm lying right now. Legado
There's a lot of teams, Conrad. The whole conversation started about you trying to tell me that having 2 sets of titles is not justified. I just named you a dozen teams.
Sean, pick up the phone. I'm Triple H. Hey, AOP, do you want to come back to the WWE on the main roster?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll see you when you guys get here. Boop. I'm going to put you with someone, and then you guys are going to be in a faction. And then I send you to NXT for your second match. What is this, bro?
Okay, but you're focusing on the wrong thing. I'm hearing you.
I'm
hearing you.
I'm not, though.
Pretty deadly. When
was the last time? Yo, someone tell me, who did they last face on TV? I dare you right now. I dare someone in the chat to tell me. They haven't been on TV, Sean.
Bro.
I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, but listen to me. We can debate back and forth about who gets enough airtime. The original question, and this is rare for you because you usually don't go off track like this. The original question is, does WWE have enough teams to justify 2 tag team titles?
Yes.
Then that's the answer.
No, that's not the answer because this is who we're dealing with. Stop saying NXT is a third brand or they would be drafting people, Jesse. I'm done with this. No, we're not. I'm not letting people slide today. I'm tired of this. I'm about to cuss.
Emleezy, I hear you. Orton and Kevin, I wouldn't consider a tag team yet, but that might be 14 pretty soon, so I'm with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and whatever.
No, go ahead. Make your point, Conrad.
I forgot what I was saying because I'm arguing with people in here too, saying best friends are trash and all this stuff. How are the best friends trash when they were in the semifinals of the tag team tournament?
All right, Conrad, my brother, stay focused. Does WWE have enough teams to be justified to have 2 championships?
Yes.
Okay.
But my point is, and this is the asterisk, the tag division still needs to be booked better. It doesn't.
We're not disagreeing on that.
No, 100%. But what you're saying is true too. That's why, who said it? Guy Will Gamble. They got to stop gaslighting Conrad. He just said, Guy Will Gamble.
No, I'm gaslighting Conrad?
No, because he says you're both right. My point is, you have enough teams, but are you going to use them? You can use them. It's okay. Like, there are enough teams. The Street Profits are amazing. That's why I think they separated the belts, because they were suffering. They don't have anything to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Usos were amazing, so them being undisputed made sense.
Right. It elevated them to this is like the top best tag team of all time in WWE history. That's what they want you to think. That's fine. New Day. I wish New Day was treated better, but you can't. Yes, but you can't possibly tell me they're not a credible tag team just because they haven't been on TV properly. They just been losing a lot. That's not
the. Bro, I'm surprised at you. That's not the point. You can't talk about somebody being credible because they haven't been booked properly. I'm going to take you back in time. You'll appreciate this more than anybody. The Rockers, the Natural Disasters, the freaking Bushwhackers. Were the Bushwhackers not credible? Were the fact? No, come on now.
Can I make an argument with you?
Let me finish. Please let me finish. I'm naming subpar teams on purpose. Obviously, okay. So take the Rockers away. Take the Natural Disasters away. Natural Disasters were tag team champions, and the Rockers should have been. Teams like the Fabulous Rougeau Brothers. Teams like the Bushwhackers. Teams like Blake and Bo Beverly. Those teams were credible. They weren't stars. Thank you, Guy Will Gamble, the Beverly Brothers. Those guys weren't tag team juggernauts, but they were. Go ahead.
They have a spot, but Sean, I'm going to tell you this. Here's my point to what I'm saying. We were talking about the tag team titles.
Yes,
I never once in my life, and I swear to you, I never once believed the Bushwhackers were winning the tag team titles. I just knew.
Neither did I, but that didn't make them. But they were not credible. Do you know how many they won at WrestleMania?
Right. But they were like the team that you would be in a feud with to get ready for the tag titles. They weren't like.
Okay, let me ask you this. 2 former Intercontinental champions. Was Rhythm and Blues a credible tag team?
What? Yo.
I'm making a point, Conrad. Focus on what I'm saying. You're a smart guy.
No, there's people in the chat arguing.
Oh, what happened? What did I miss? What I missed?
No, someone says you're arguing. I'm all over the place, but some people are understanding exactly what I'm saying.
I understand exactly what you're saying. My counterpoint is this: was Rhythm and Blues, the Honky Tonk Man, and Greg the Hammer Valentine a credible tag team?
I never believed they were going to win the tag belts. Okay, I see where you're getting at with this.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
They're a team, but they're never going to win the tag team titles.
So you don't think DIY will ever be world tag team champions?
Not until you book them better, until you show me okay, you care about them now. Okay, you care. But I'm not seeing anything that makes me say you care about them. I feel like they're just running through things right now.
And because of poor booking, which we agree on, you believe that there should only be one tag team championship on both shows.
I think that there should be less titles and the champions should go back and forth on the brands. The original way, which you had mentioned before. Okay. I know that that's not perfect to people, and it's like, oh, well, that sucks. But if you're playing the charade anyway, then just decide who's getting the contendership.
Mike Fiesel said Power and Glory. I love that team. They were never going to win the belts, but I love that team.
And some of the stuff, too, why people don't get the titles is because of, I almost swore, is because of the stuff that they do. Go see what Paul Roma did to Alex Wright in one of their matches on the pay-per-view.
Super Brawl, I remember that.
Yeah, where Paul Roma went into business for how would you ever be like, yeah, that's the guy to trust with the titles? If they had a fear of that or they could see it already in him sabotaging match, I'm not giving you anything.
But listen, my point is this though.
You get what I'm saying though, a bad attitude we don't see.
Totally. I feel everything you're saying, but I gotta take the victory on this one. WWE does have enough teams to have 2 tag team belts. They do. They just do, Conrad. I know you're not happy about it. There are enough teams to justify having two champions. There are.
We'll see. I hope
because like you just said, you just pointed out yourself, the Street Profits deserve to be in the tag team championship picture, and so does teams like the Judgment Day. So does Awesome Truth. So does look. I'm not a fan of A-Town Down Under, but them winning the belts didn't piss me off.
I'm not upset with it if that's what they're going to do with them.
Listen, the 80s should have had 2. There should have been 2 tag team belts in the 80s.
Yeah, they actually had teams.
The Killer Bees, for God's sake. Fire and Ice was WCW, but I feel you, man. Easy.
I was a Fire and Ice fan.
Strike Force. Come on, bro.
Yeah. We saw how that went. Don't be surprised if we see some more of that. Shout out
I think Guy Will Gamble said it best. I think we both have a point.
Giovanni Vinci and hopefully Johnny Gargano don't get turned on tonight because I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's talk Backlash in France.
Yes, sir.
Let's go all the way over there. My friends, shout out to everybody who's watching. I appreciate you. Hit like, comment, subscribe. Let's talk a little Je m'appelle Clash of the Podcast, Backlash France, Je ne sais pas.
Wow.
Je voudrais steak et frites. Yeah, most people don't know. Yeah,
Excuse me.
D plus in French, baby.
Speaking of the Fabulous Rougeos, excuse me.
Yeah, the All-American boys.
There you go.
All right, let's go through this card pretty quickly. And here's another thing that I'm talking about. And Hawk, I'm still waiting for your reply on that, but I may have to ask you on a private message. Let's talk about these matches we got on here. So we got the women's tag team titles that you can draft people for. So much for division equality.
Good point. Good point.
The Kabuki Warriors will defend against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Honestly, I feel this is above them, but at this point, I'm also like, take the belts from them. I'm with it.
Please. There's no question in my mind that this is this is a great move for the women's tag team division. And I would love to see Jade, and my vision for Jade and Bianca literally is to win this match and keep the titles all the way till next year's WrestleMania and then fight each other like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero did. Let them face each other as tag team champions at WrestleMania next year. Let them become the most dominant tag team champions in the women's division, and let them face each other at WrestleMania next year. That would be unbelievable.
What is your story though with them? Like, are you trashing the belts, or are you going to?
I'm not a big fan of repeating stories, but I think you go the same route as you did with Eddie and Ray. That's why I brought them up. Ray ended up getting turned on by Eddie a couple of months later, but when they got to WrestleMania 21, they were both World Tag Team Champions together, and they just wanted to see who was better.
Touche. Man. We have 2 tag matches, and I feel like they're back to back. Here, we'll just jump into this one.
Yeah.
Let's talk Kevin Owens, Randy Orton versus the Bloodline. Is his name Tama Tonga, or is his name MFT?
MFT Tama Tonga.
All right.
MFT is his nickname, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I have some ideas for what that can stand for, but I will not repeat this on this show.
Oh, I know exactly what it means, and you can't repeat it on our show.
I'm just letting you know, but that's what I think it stands for. How many times have we seen Kevin Owens with this group? I just thought of. I don't have an issue with Orton, but
you're right.
Yo, Kevin, right. You gotta be tired of getting beat up, bro. And it's gonna happen again.
It is. There's no way the Bloodline loses this match, and it does nothing to help. It does nothing to help Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be Kevin Owens that takes the fall.
Yeah. I feel like Kevin Owens could be lost right now. Is that bad? Like, I always feel like he's just kind of wandering aimlessly.
He's a tremendous talent that doesn't really know his way right now. And Emily, I like what you're saying, but I hope that's not. I mean, Bianca's world championship material, so I'm hoping that that's not the case. I'm looking at it as elevating the tag titles, but you actually got me thinking maybe that's not a good thing because Bianca will be away from the women's title picture. But but how about this? Let me ask you this though. How about my idea? Because I want to piggyback off of what M. Leezy was talking about. How about my idea of having Bianca and Jade win the belts, and then by the time they get to WrestleMania, one of them has won the championship, and then they face each other like Shawn Michaels and John Cena did when they were tag champions?
You could.
What I'm saying is that this match that we all believe is inevitable, Jade versus Bianca, right? Why not have both women walk into the match with gold, and then maybe one of them is women's champion, and they find out who the better woman is? Because they're going to win this match. They have to win this match at Backlash. Because if they don't, this doesn't make any sense.
They're going to win definitively.
Yes.
Honestly. Owens been getting beat up by the Bloodline since 2020. That is a fact. And Roman since many years before that. So I put up Matt's because it was the clean version. My family tree. Yeah, I don't see anybody picking Orton in them. Someone says Jimmy interference. Is Jimmy injured? I thought I read that.
I don't think Jimmy's injured. I think Jimmy's injured like he was when he was injured at SummerSlam last year.
I feel like I heard it in the background of something I was listening to, and I'm like, wait, Jimmy Uso's injured? But maybe I'm wrong about that.
No, I think Jimmy's healthy. I think Jimmy's coming back with Roman Reigns.
How we get there? What tangled webs we weave. Triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. I feel like this is a temperature check for Tiffany Stratton. This is still the apology tour for Naomi for what had happened, and this is Bayley's shining moment. So I don't see a change here in my views for the Women's Championship.
What I'm about to say is going to make me a hypocrite. I'm gonna say a line that's going to make me a hypocrite. You ready?
Go ahead.
Bayley can't lose the title at Backlash because she just won it at WrestleMania. Yes, I know how that sounds. It sounds very...
It was better that you acknowledged it before.
Yes.
Jimmy is on the DL with an undisclosed injury. See?
Really? I'm surprised I didn't hear that report.
I heard that somewhere. Bayley wins, and ML is calling for sleeper match of the night right here.
Well, Tiffy time is off the rails. But I think, petty thing to say, I think she's going to suffer because her music is trash. Tiffany Stratton's music in NXT was unbelievably good, bro.
Dude, I love that theme that she had before, and now it's just poof, gone.
Let me ask you a question. We all know Adam Cole is a massively superstar talent, right? Kyle O'Reilly, kind of good wrestler. Obviously, we know how we feel about Bobby Fish. And Roderick Strong's serviceable, right? That music, the Undisputed Era music, is the reason why they were off the chains the way they were. Period.
Yeah, the guitar solo.
So for me, Tiffy time, as good as she is, I mean, doesn't WWE pay attention to what people... Everybody's talking about that music. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That music in NXT was amazing.
Yeah, I don't understand, man. I really don't.
But anyway, Bayley cannot lose the title after she just won it at WrestleMania. It would be foolish for a champion to just win his title at WrestleMania and then lose it the next month at Backlash. Why in the world would anyone do that?
Let's go on to our next match, which I will put up a warning for. Brace yourselves.
Yes!
For the World Heavyweight Championship, it is Damian Priest and Jey Uso.
Oh my god. What did I just say about Bayley? I said it makes no sense.
I'm just going to give my prediction real quick because
go. It's okay. I know you're my brother, man.
The Judgment Day. Listen, a lot of the Judgment Day's out. Dominic's injured. Rhea Ripley's injured. Finn just signed a new deal. And JD's there is the best thing I can say. He is the fall guy for them. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Priest, it seems like the de facto leader right now. I just feel like they're too far into Priest. They're gonna roll with Priest. That's just my opinion, my thoughts. I'm kicking it to Sean because that's who you really want to hear from in this situation. I might even give him the solo layout. Yeah, I am. There you go. All yours, sir.
Conrad, ladies and gentlemen of the chat. Theoretically, keyword theoretically, I have waited for this coming Saturday at 1 p.m. Well, not 1 p.m. because that's when the pay-per-view starts. Roughly around 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. I waited for this moment for the past 2 years. Jey Uso going up against someone one-on-one for the World Championship in a match that he actually has a chance to win. We all knew, even though I was out of my mind, we all knew that Jey was not going to beat Roman Reigns at SummerSlam last year. But Damian Priest, oh yes. Jey Uso has deserved to be world champion since that loss he took to Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. He's deserved to be a singles champion since that day. Triple H can yeet all he wants like a freaking idiot that he is. But we all know how he feels about Jey Uso because the proof is in the pudding. Now, I see people in the chat talking about how it might be because of the Judgment Day. It could be because of, I see you, Leezy. I know you're rocking with me, bro. It could be because of Judgment Day. It could be because of the bloodline. But for whatever reason, it really is going to piss me off all over again. But I promise you, it's not going to piss me off as much as it did when he lost to Seth Rollins and Gunther. You know why? Because Damian Priest, I know, is going to win this match. I'm not happy about it. It makes me want to punch Triple H in the face. I would fight Paul Levesque. I really would fight Paul Levesque if I saw him. I would punch him in the mouth because Jey Uso could not be any more over. And I'm going to give Conrad and the chat a comparison that I've never made before. I know you guys think that I like to go off on a tangent about Jey Uso, but I'm going to give you guys, and I want you chat to really interact with me and tell me if you agree or not. Jey Uso in 2023, 2024 is just like Shinsuke Nakamura in 2018.
No.
2018 Shinsuke Nakamura. When Shinsuke Nakamura won the Royal Rumble in 2018 and went to WrestleMania to face AJ Styles, no one was hotter than Shinsuke Nakamura. They chose not to pull the trigger on him being champion, and Shinsuke has never been the same again. And I say this in closing, ladies and gentlemen. Jey Uso's over like Rover, but nothing lasts forever. And one day, whether it's a year from now or 5 years from now, when all the yeeting is over and all the crowd participation is done, we're going to look back and Jey Uso would have never been world champion. And all of you, like me right now, will want to punch Triple H in the face. Damian Priest wins at Backlash.
Do you think he ever gets it?
No, I don't. And it really bothers me to say that, but no, I don't. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the issue is. I understand your theory about the outside the ring problems with drinking and driving. I understand the fact that some people say he's not ready. All I know is this, man. He's over like Rover. He couldn't be more over if he tried. He's arguably just as over as Cody Rhodes. I know some people might think that's crazy. He's arguably, it is an argument, but his crowd reactions are the biggest in the entire company. He's a good in-ring performer. Like I said, he needs a little bit of work on his promos. Jey Uso deserves to be world champion, and he will not. Because what they're going to do is what they should have had done a long time ago, but what they're going to do as a default cop-out, Conrad, as a default cop-out, they're going to put the Usos back together, and Jey Uso will never have his chance to be world champion. That's what's going to happen. And I'm not saying I'm against the Usos getting back together. What I'm saying is WWE and Paul Levesque and all the corporate morons that work in Stamford, Connecticut are going to do that to cover their own butts. Let's put them back together. The fans will still be able to yeet and still be able to throw their hands in the air like they just don't care, and we'll never have to give Jey Uso the world championship. That's what's going to happen. And it makes me sick. And that's as real life as real. This is not me being a character. I know I like to play heel sometimes. This is honest to God how I feel. This makes me sick because Jey Uso for the last 6 months has deserved to have his moment in the sun. You've never heard me say, I'm going to say this and I'm going to shut up. You've never heard me say, chat, Conrad, you've never heard me say that Jey Uso should be the face of the company. You've never heard those words come out of my mouth. I've said that Jey Uso deserves his moment in the sun. That's all I've ever said. And they're not going to give it to him.
Gomar and Matt seem to be of the opinion that he could get this big win.
Even I appreciate them saying that. Go ahead.
Well, they're saying in a transitional phase. Let me go back to Gomar's last point.
Right.
He might be a transitional champ.
What have I ever said that I have a problem with that?
Never. No, not at all. But what I'm saying is I guess I'm going to argue for you a little bit here. What's the difference if he takes the belt I'm assuming people think Drew's going to be the next person to win it. So what's the difference if Drew wins it from Priest or if Drew wins it from Jey?
No difference at all. No difference at all. As a matter of fact, it makes more sense for him to win it from Jey because not that we go by the strict heel versus babyface protocol, but it would be heel versus face if Drew took it from Jey compared to heel versus heel, him taking it from Priest.
Right. Unless Priest turns. It depends on how you want to do the Judgment Day breakup. I'm sure plans have fell into the pooper, we'll just say. You know what I mean? Like they fell right into the toilet after all these injuries piled up. Maybe that's enough reason for them to change it. Let me go to what the chat's saying about this because we got a lot of opinions here. Yep. Leon, the King TV. What up, Leon? He says, honestly, this is Damien's time. I like Jey Uso, but I'm a huge Damian Priest fan. Has more edge to him, and we need a champion like that. He deserves it. He put in the work.
I respect it, but so is Jey Uso.
I'm taking his knees out. I got you up.
Thank you, guy. I appreciate you, bro.
Yo, hold on. E just jumped up here. Where is E's thing? Yo, shout out to E. He nice. Said WWE booking tag division weaker than Tonga Loa's chops. You gotta chill. You gotta chill. Yo, hit me with that Triple H. Yeah. If it happened before the pandemic, it doesn't count. Yo, Conrad in the background. Yo, that Shinsuke Nakamura point he made is true, though. That is a tragedy, bro, that Nakamura was never the world champ. How stupid could you be to not give him the belt? I don't care. He was over, bro. They were singing his song. You had violinists. I was there when I was singing this dude to the main roster. I was like,
violinist, Lil Wayne. Same thing, bro.
He's just laughing at that. No, that's a great comparison, Hub. Very accurate.
Thank you, Quills.
Pro Wrestler Shoe says, I got a hundo that says Uso will eventually get that title.
I hope that you're right, Jesse. You know that I hope you're right about that.
M. Leezy says the only chance Jey has is if there's a Judgment Day mishap.
M. Leezy, sign me up, M. Leezy. Sign me up.
Yo, one bad headbutt from McDonough is definitely GT.
I mean, but the way it'll work, Judgment Day, McDonough will screw it up and then somehow Jey will still lose.
Hold on, I may have to ask. Triple H used to bring back Jim Johnston. He can't yesterday's price ain't today's price. Believe that with Jimmy.
Facts.
If you call him back, I feel the same way about LA Knight.
I respect that.
McKinney, what do you mean about LA Knight? The same way you feel about Jey Uso?
Jey should have his moment. LA Knight should have his moment.
Yeah. It's taken a long time to get the things that we were talking about before. Remember how we said it's like the Stone Cold the temperature check?
Yes.
Like, that's a long time to tell someone, like, okay, we're going to do something with you. But we'll see. Drew winning it from Jey makes more sense all over the story. You can establish Drew as a bigger heel against Jey because people care about Jey more. That's the point we've been trying to make. Like, if people care more about Jey, then give Jey the belt so then Drew's a bigger heel.
Guy Will Gamble, M. Leezy, Mike Fiesel. It's like, thank God people. I thought I was all alone on the island. All about at least somebody feels what I'm saying. At least
I think the opinions on these two are all over the place, though, from certain people. That I've heard things on both sides where it's like, no, it should be this guy. No, not him, not them. So people have their points. Like Leon is arguing here for Priest because you can't take the belt off of Priest this quick. That'll bury Damien, and can we all just let Damien have a proper long title run?
Well, he should. Oh my God! You're not wrong, Leon. But see, here's the problem, Leon. Thank you for the comment, Leon. One has nothing to do with the other, bro. You're right. Damian Priest should not have to lose. This could have been so, bro. What if the cash-in never happened? But see, the problem is this. Seth Rollins got hurt, so Seth Rollins had to drop the title to Drew. What if Drew kept the title, okay, instead of that whole CM Punk thing? CM Punk's not even ready to come back, and you have CM Punk screw Drew McIntyre. That could have happened so long ago, so much longer later when he was closer to coming back, right? Check this out, Leon and chat. Why couldn't Drew have kept the title for a month, and then Jey Uso win the title, and then Priest cash in on Jey Uso? I would have no problem with that, bro. Listen to me. Listen to me, chat. Conrad, my brother from another mother, listen to me. There are certain people that deserve to have a championship on their resume. Kane is a Hall of Famer. He ended up winning more titles later on. But if Kane had only had that championship on June 1998, and lost it the very next night after King of the Ring on Monday Night Raw to Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that was the only title he ever won, at least it would have been on his resume. Kurt Hennig, Ravishing Rick Rude won in WCW. Kurt Hennig, Owen Hart. There are people who lived, and I'm not trying to get too heavy with you guys, but this, as a student of the game, this really means something to me, bro. There are people who lived and died in this industry and do not have a world championship on their resume. Mr. Perfect took a hammer and smashed Hulk Hogan's title into a million pieces on national television. Are you telling me that Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, couldn't have won the title from Hulk Hogan and lost it back a couple of months later? It's crazy, bro. Thank you, Quilly. It's crazy. Jey Uso has earned everything he needs to earn as it relates to being an over competitor. He's over. There's nothing more he can be. There's no much more. $1 Million Man. Thank you, M. Leezy. Wellermine Productions. If you don't like me talking, then go to another show. At the end of the day, we have to recognize what it is, bro. If you've done your job to get yourself over, you should be rewarded. Period.
We'll see what happens on Saturday to see who comes out with the big dub in the World Heavyweight title. That's the match I'm kind of most interested in to see what they do. Just out of curiosity, I see a lot of people giving their thoughts. Clown says Drew had to lose the way he did. His whole story was to celebrate with fans, and that was denied to him. Yeah, it was the trolling finally caught up to him, and they wanted it on a big stage. I get what they were doing. Let me see here. Imagine Undertaker, and he didn't win the title again for like 4 years straight. Taker didn't win that title for a long time, not till 97?
No, but he won it for the first time for a couple of days in 91.
Yeah, he would have been
right.
Good. WWE booking would be so much better with Sean Hubbard in control.
Thank you, Quilly. I just want people, Conrad, you know this. You know I go
Hold on. He got to yell, though, too, when you said Mr. Perfect. Don't stop discounting that AWA title.
Because I respect AWA's lineage. Is that considered? Is that recognized?
It was technically a world championship.
No, it was. I'm saying, but is that? So do we count? And I'm not being funny. Do we count the TNA title? Do we count the AEW title in that as well? Or
yeah, they've been defended in other countries. That's what makes the title.
Okay, that's fine then. But
once you do that, the lineage is good. Then that's how people treat it. Like
I consider Mr. Perfect to have been somebody who deserved to be a WCW or a WWE world champion.
Right. Let me see here.
Yo, thank you, Guy Will Gamble. That's Guy Will Gamble had my back.
Tell them, go home and rant. LA Knight needs a title. We talked about LA Knight before. We agree with that LA Knight needs a championship. I think it's going to happen. The question is when. Piper should have been champ. Hot Rod, yeah.
Yeah.
Undertaker never had a reign with the with the title.
Conrad, I want to ask you a question, brother. I want to ask you a question because we all know. Look, we know this is predetermined. We know that we know the deal, right? It's decision makers figure out who wins and who loses. Am I wrong for believing that people who work hard and get themselves over should not be should be rewarded with championships?
Yeah, that would make sense in pro wrestling, but the world of pro wrestling is backstage politics. It's all the stuff that once we've been so deeply rooted and into it for so long, that's the stuff that we also focus on as a fan base, kind of like the backstage stuff. And that's going to lead into it. And shout out to M. Leezy for bringing up that title is in 0-1 now, which is also true. And yeah, he said you're spitting facts.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Pardon me.
Well, it is what it is, man. Like, I think Damian Priest is gonna win. It's unfortunate, and it has. And I want to talk to Leon for 5 more seconds and say I have nothing against. I think Damian Priest is deserving as well. Just because I think Jey Uso is deserving doesn't mean I don't think Damian Priest is deserving. You know what I mean?
Sean wanted them to. I don't want to use that term here.
No, say what you got to say, bro.
No. It was going to be the 2 birds, 1 stone. I guess I'll say it like that without having to use the verbiage. Mm-hmm. But you could have done both things and satisfied both fan bases and still elevated both.
Right.
But sometimes I feel like maybe we're booking by the seat of our pants a little. I feel like they never knew what they wanted to do with Priest. And shout out to Derek, your guy, Derek.
My guy, Derek. There you go.
Yeah. With Derek said that from the beginning. He was just like, I don't think they know what they want to do with this guy. And Derek didn't believe because he was like, I feel like they don't know when they're going to do this. And was it WrestleMania or did they just say, yeah, Seth's hurt. Let's do it.
And my thing is this, Conrad, tell the people it was a combination of the two. When Damian Priest cashed in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, and the next night Jey Uso became #1 contender. Was I excited?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were a little happy.
I called you and I said I'm happy he won, but he's not going to win.
CM Punk was taking cool photos under the ring. I mean, he got a little help.
Don't do me like that. You know that I was very realistic about Jey Uso becoming #1 contender. I wasn't over the moon with excitement.
No, but I still think there's more reason to be excited here than Gunther for the IC title. I believe this could happen more than the Gunther IC title match.
Okay.
Just my reasonings. And I don't know. Mr. Perfect should have been a world champ. E said they should have gave it to Priest of Puerto Rico. That was another option if you wanted a big reaction. Owen could have been world champ. Yeah.
Should have been, definitely.
So, RIP to Owen Hart. That's a fact. They have no clue what they wanted to do with Priest, but he kept knocking everything out in front of him. That's true.
James is coming behind that with some crazy knowledge.
A certain
former president of WWE.
Right. And it didn't like champions not. Yeah.
Wow, that's so true.
Trash. I don't care. That opinion was trash then and it's trash now.
That is so true. How terrible that is. Wow.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the main event real quick because we got one more segment after this.
Yes.
Backlash France. AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes. Yo, no offense. I'm sorry, AJ. But remember what we were talking about with credibility, Sean, and losing it? I don't believe in AJ like I once did. I'm sorry to tell people that. Like, Cody's winning this match, and he has to. And it's going to be a great match. That's not what I'm saying. AJ is a phenomenal wrestler. No pun intended, I swear. But this dude was teaming with Omos at one point. Like, you had
both tag team champions.
Yeah, but AJ's better than that is what I'm trying to say. Right. This guy should have been utilized in the main event role, and they weren't using him like that. AJ's been kind of floating around in this, like, old TNA gimmick that he once had. If you watched him when he came out with the all black on and everything, Cody's winning this. Like, there's no other way.
And we all know my prediction. Cody's going to win. My question is, what does Backlash really mean? I mean, we all know that there's a better chance that Jay is going to win than Cody. Jay's going to win than AJ. But 9 times out of 10, Jay's going to lose and AJ is going to lose. My question is, what's the point of Backlash? And I know there's a pay-per-view every month, but pay-per-views directly following WrestleMania, like, we pretty much know that nobody's ever going to lose their title at Backlash, right? Like, that's the thing that kind of freaks me out about the pay-per-view, and it's a little bit disconcerting because it's like, we know Cody's going to win. 9 times out of 10, Priest is going to win. So what's the point? Like, it's a pay-per-view, but it's like a pay-per-view that's almost like we know what's going to happen like so far in advance. Like literally as soon as the matches are announced, we know Cody's going to retain, and there's a 75, 80, 85, 95% chance that Priest is going to retain. So what's the point?
I think sometimes it's important to build intrigue, but I think first title defense is always hard. Yeah. I don't care what anybody says, because it's like, well, you're probably not going to take it off of the dude who just won it.
Right.
So it's difficult here. I've seen people like saying like Cody making the dad jokes and things like that. Maybe he's just trying to find his footing as to what he's going to do as champion, or who his people are going to be that he's facing. I feel like there's not a plan yet for Cody. Like, I think Cody knows where he's trying to get to in the end, but I don't think Cody knows what he's doing in the middle. Like, how do I get
you're
there?
Right. I think that what's down the road for Cody is very exciting, i.e. Rock and Roman Reigns or Roman Reigns. But that's so far away. What are we doing through April, through May, through June, through July? Like, how are we going to get to SummerSlam? That's the question. Backlash needs that. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Backlash doesn't really. It's kind of like, what are we doing?
Guy Will Gamble said it's a transitional paper.
No, I feel he's being funny, but that's real though. Like, it's like Backlash. It doesn't really. If Jey Uso shocks the world and wins the World Heavyweight Championship, that would be groundbreaking. If AJ Styles wins the WWE Undisputed Championship from Cody Rhodes, just shut the internet down. That's never going to happen. Never.
I just don't see them doing both of those changing. But like I said, I just don't think AJ. I think AJ's not getting that championship right now unless he can build up some crazy momentum. I just don't see it for AJ right now. I think AJ's going to be in that. I guess the role Jericho used to be in, kind of, for the company. He's like who you go through to get to the next side. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
That's probably where he is right now. If Backlash ends with something, maybe a new contender steps up to Cody, maybe a bloodline attack, maybe.
My issue, and I see Wallerman's comment. I agree, and I see an upcoming comment by my brother Jesse. The problem is this. And good comment as well, Quilly. Prince Rockstar, I see you as well. The problem is this. We are trying to enjoy the journey, but the journey is long, bro. And you can't have a lull like this. Like, this is the reason why after WrestleMania has been a drag for like 10, 15 years. We all know Rock and or Roman is coming back sometime during the summer. So are you telling me, for those that think that we should be patient and just enjoy the ride, are we saying that what we should do is just be okay with the fact that April, May, June, and July are going to be subpar? Are we supposed to be okay with that as fans? Because we know SummerSlam is coming. We know there's a chance that there might be this big bloodline explosion, and Rock's coming back, and Roman's coming back, and it's going to be Rock versus Roman, or Roman versus Solo, or whatever, or the Usos might reunite. But there's like 4 months in between. Are we supposed to just twiddle our thumbs until then?
Listen, it's all about how do you make the compelling stories.
Well, I'm asking you how you feel about that.
There's ways to do it. There's been Backlash shows that I've enjoyed. People may not like Gomez, but I thought that Gomez always tried to. He got to the point to where he knew like Backlash is going to be your WrestleMania rematches, because that is going to be part of helping you establish the champions. Now, was that always fun? No. Did I want to see Rock versus Stone Cold again right after WrestleMania 15? Not really. But I also thought that if something screwy happened at Mania, it was also a great way to clean up and fix it. See, Triple H won at WrestleMania 2000. Rock wins at Backlash. That's probably one of the best examples I could use and give to how
that was arguably the greatest Backlash of all time. 2000 Backlash, Rock, Austin, Triple H was the greatest Backlash ever.
Yeah, the finish at the end, you talk about deafening. When the glass breaks, game over. Game over. Austin swinging a chair is crazy.
But you have to remember, Conrad, Triple H won at WrestleMania. He retained.
But I thought that was a mistake. And I think they realized, we shouldn't have did that. But then when Rock won it, they were like, nah, Rock's better chasing. So then they had Triple H. Like, you were trading the belt like crazy.
Okay.
And I didn't mind it back then. I know some people today are like, I don't like that. But do you like long title reigns, short? I think you should mix them up. You shouldn't, you got to have some that are long, some that are short, some that are mid-level range. You know what I mean? Like, okay, WrestleMania to SummerSlam. Okay, you're going to go to this show. Right. You got to mix it up. So I'm not writing the show off. I think it has the potential to be a really good show. I'm looking forward to it on Saturday. AJ versus Cody can at least go 2 to 3 times if you book it right until we get that next big match. The draft tells all tonight. The draft better be telling me some different picks. That's what I know.
Right.
I think whoever getting drafted tonight may clue into Cody for future contenders if it's Gunther or someone else. I think that's already written. See, and that's the other thing too. Like Matt brings up a good point here. When Gunther put himself into that King of the Ring, that pauses him. That keeps him away from whomever he was going to challenge for right now.
Good point.
Gunther is going to get the world championship eventually.
Good point.
The question is when. But you can see the pause. I'm going over here. I'll be in the King of the Ring, which is fine. He'll do great in that because he'll get to wrestle multiple people. He'll get to beat up some people. And
is it going to be a single night tournament?
I don't know. They haven't really explained that yet.
All right. That would be dope, by the way, if it was.
Surprise, surprise. Right. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. I feel like Backlash is the PLE to establish your reign for champions. I also feel like it's used to build future storylines. Pro Wrestler Shoot says.
I would agree with that.
Andre would have been up there with Bruno. Andre is a very important wrestler if we're talking about the Giant in history. Like I said, my mom don't watch wrestling. She knows who Andre the Giant is, though.
As she should.
She knows who Hulk Hogan is.
Yep.
She knows who Stone Cold and The Rock are. But she doesn't. And that's only probably via me. Like, oh, who is that guy? Oh, yeah. I know this person, at least, to have a conversation. AJ... Stop, E. Bro, we just got Backlash, and you already saying WWE is doomed. LOL.
No,
same energy for other companies. I don't know if that's toward you or
that's toward me. I'm not saying it's doomed, but I'm saying we shouldn't be so willing to accept the fact that we're going to be on a 4-month lull.
Backlash last year was one of my favorite shows of the year. We're going to pretend that show didn't go hard.
That was a good show, but what did it really mean? It was great to see Cody beat Brock Lesnar, non-consequential. No titles changed hands at Backlash.
They are in France. I doubt they get a subpar show.
We'll see.
It holds a lot of weight, too, though. Like I said, when you get the shorter match cards, if one match don't hit, like you're like, But we'll see. I think it has potential still. I think it's going to deliver this show. I think France is going to hijack the show, but in a good way. It'll be chants all night in French. But this card is meh, but the crowd will be live.
Let me rephrase my statement or rephrase my point. Is it good to have 2 main events be predictable outcomes? That's all. That's the question. We on a 90% clip, we know Jay's going to lose, and on a 100% clip, we know that AJ's going to lose. Is that good?
It's not bad either, though. You know my argument, Sean.
Yeah, I do.
It's not. Yeah. It's not just because you know what's happening. It means it's logical. Then more than likely, like, okay, this is what you're gonna do. People are talking about La Resistance. I don't know if they're showing up. They might do a segment with them. It's funny. No one else lets AEW. Here we go. Well, should we just move into that?
Yeah, that's a good sweet.
Me and Sean will talk about this next week. You'll hear more about this.
Oh, by the way, I am going live directly after Backlash on Saturday afternoon.
Make sure to promote us on there.
Yeah.
Throw me a couple bones.
If you're available, you're welcome if you have time.
I don't know if I will.
That's fine. I will be live.
I will be in that chat though.
You will get my immediate Jey Uso reaction on Saturday afternoon. Oh, by the way, little programming note. I'm going to be dropping some literature about the Canelo Alvarez fight, and for our neighbors in Canada, Conrad's up close to Canada. Canada will have the opportunity to order the Canelo fight on Triller TV. So, unfortunately, not in the United States, but if you are in Canada, you will have the opportunity to go on Triller and order the Canelo fight. That's what a big day, and I wish it was available in the United States, but it's not. What a big day in combat sports. Backlash in the afternoon and Canelo at night. But yes, I will be going live immediately following Backlash. You will get my immediate Jey Uso reaction.
Okay. Let me
and
flip
it's not
this
gonna,
over.
It's not going to be pretty.
Let me flip this over because I see the chats going in about AEW talk. So here it goes. On Dynamite, we had Jack Perry being welcomed back to the AEW family. Tony Khan took one of the funniest bumps I've ever seen in a long time. It was so bad that I laughed. He goes down for the count, but I will say it does take guts to get in the ring and take formerly known as the Meltzer driver. I guess they call it the Tony Khan driver from the top rope. He does take a bump in the ring. His dad comes out. They're worried. Sean, is there intrigue for this from you first? We're going to have to break this in parts.
No.
Why is there no intrigue?
No intrigue because it's played. It's a very poor excuse of, the Rage Against the Machine kind of vibe. Also, it's giving me Evolution vibes as well with the four of those guys. It's giving me, more importantly than the Evolution vibes, it's giving me the faction vibes. Triple H and the Radicals taking over with Stephanie McMahon Helmsley in the 99 and 2000. That's what it feels like to me. It seems like a cheap knockoff.
I feel like they are trying to garner eyes because after that show, they did not do the best rating here. Are you laughing at me or something in the chat?
I'm laughing at you because I know what you're about to say.
They didn't get the best ratings here. No. What am I about to say?
Are you going to talk about the draft?
I am going to get there.
Yeah.
But I want to say this. If you didn't care, so wait, all these people wanted Swerve to be champion. Swerve is champion. Willow is champion. What made you tune out of the show so quickly then? You know what I mean? Like, Sean, the question has to be asked. He's listening to the fans.
Yes, he is.
Where's his reward? Was it because it was just NBA night and no? I mean, I think TK has the right to hit the panic button at least a little bit here. Like, what's going on?
I give him a E for effort. I mean, it's a cool thing, but at the same time, it's been seen before. So when you've seen something that's been seen before, you have to do it better. I don't think it was done to the best of their ability. I've said it before. Jack Perry showing up at Dynasty was not a bad thing from a creative standpoint. I didn't have a problem with that. And then what happened subsequently on Dynamite the following Wednesday with him attacking Tony Khan, I'm not against it in theory. I just don't think it landed well.
Interesting. Okay. And I think there's more intrigue for me. Like, how are you going to do this? How are you going to pull this off? I think they have multiple ways that they could go with this, but we're not going to get into it. I'm afraid to read some of these comments, honestly, right now. So they had his father get into it, right? So this leads to the NFL draft. Tony Khan sitting there in a neck brace, keeping kayfabe alive. I was happy with this. I don't know how you felt about it, but I was like, that's cool that he did that.
He's working the gimmick, and I have no problem. That brings it back to the old AWA days. He's working the gimmick. I respect that.
Yeah, even Andy Kaufman vibes a little bit like
he looks like a goof, but I appreciate the effort.
Yes, but hold on here. Okay, hold on, McKinney. I'm gonna talk to you here in 1 second. Who said it? Sell the injury though. Tony, as said by Mel Kipper, don't move your neck. Don't say that because I saw some people like Tony was standing like this or something, like he was turned slightly. Did anyone ever say this about Bobby the Brain Heenan wearing a neck brace, Sean? Like, he was in the exact same position, and someone put up the photo. Yeah, I remember everyone telling Bobby the Brain Heenan he should sell the neck injury better. Like, who the heck are you to tell Bobby the Brain Heenan how to sell? Like, he knows what he's doing.
Did Bobby the Brain wear that on regular TV, or was it only on wrestling television?
It might have been wrestling television or whatever, but you get what I'm saying? Like, Bobby the Brain Heenan was still on, like, television, like...
No, and that's the reason why I give Tony Khan credit. Like, Tony Khan knew what he was doing. He knew that Wednesday was Dynamite and Thursday was the draft, and he knew he was going to wear the cast around the brace around his neck. He's trying his best. I don't knock him for trying. I just don't think it's kind of hard. Like, you made such a big mistake with the whole CM Punk footage. You're trying to make up for it.
He's doing his best to spin it. I'll say that.
That's
to where it's a storyline, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm buying this, but okay.
And it writes itself, because now you have a situation. I mean, it's still doable. You have the situation where you have somebody taking over, like I said, the McMahon-Helmsley regime, and then you have to have your posse to come and clear it up. Like, you have to have Rock, Mick Foley, and Too Cool and Rikishi. Who are those guys going to be? That's the question.
Right. And here's how I view it. Tony Khan, you got two choices. So Tony, they said, is going to be running things from Jacksonville. Luckily, this week they were in Jacksonville. Wink face. Remember I told you it's for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So if Tony's going to stay in Jacksonville, that leaves the elite to run amok. Even though it doesn't make sense that you suspended Punk, but not them. But it's wrestling. Throw that out for a second, for a little bit. They're going to do what they have to do. The question is, are you giving Jack Perry the match? Because Swerve addressed this on Collision. For those who wrote off the show and didn't watch, I saw Jesse write that in the chat before. Swerve explained that what they did was a B-word move, and he kind of moved on from it after that. But I think that's going to lead to problems between him and the elite.
Agreed.
So maybe they put Jack Perry in that match. McKinney is in here booking that. He said he's rubbing my hands together like a super villain, because if you give me the pencil, I'm giving Jack Perry the New Japan Openweight title from Eddie at the next pay-per-view. The EVPs will reinstate Butterfly Cowboy to take on Swerve because of his comments, but he won't win. Put Mercedes in a group after. Okay.
Oh my God! Put Mercedes in the elite.
I'm assuming he got cut off. I'm
not gonna lie, that actually is not a bad idea.
But Sean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could do multiple things from this. The question is, where are you going? Is this just leading to a match for Double or Nothing, or is this leading to something bigger down the road? We don't know yet. That's what I'm saying. That's the beauty of this. So we'll see what happens. Yo, you guys are tripping in the chat. By the way, I have to just say this one time: my neck, my back. I see that someone put that.
Oh boy,
that's right. Screw that B show.
Wow, Jesse, you're better than that, Jesse.
Make Kenny Omega the authority figure. Well, me and Derek will be reviewing this Wednesday. Kenny Omega is returning. We also are going to find out who Swerve is facing at the pay-per-view. So maybe these things line up. Join us. Thank you. Let's see what happens with it. I do want to get to the NFL. So Tony Khan got a lot of publicity out of this, Sean.
He sure did.
And he brought up AEW. He was like, yeah, it's going to be on TBS and TNT. Wednesday nights at 8. Saturday nights at 8. Rampage is on. We're on all the time.
Shameless peddling. My God.
But that's why they had him on there. It wasn't Tony, who's your draft pick? I'm not telling you. So Dynamite, make sure you watch it. But Tony made a statement that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. It was
he sure did.
We're Pepsi as a challenger brand, and they are the Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling, referring to WWE. What did you think of it?
Just not in good taste. You gotta reel it in at some point. If you want to do like old school WCW versus WWE pot shots, that's cool. But I think he took it a little too far.
I believe it might have been a calculated move.
I mean, no, he did. He knew what he was doing. I just don't think it's going to work out the way he hoped.
But I think even in Google searches, it was a calculated move as to why he said that. Number one, I'm not going to lie, lulz. Like he just said, I was like, what? I think he caught them off guard because they were waiting for him to say Coca-Cola. He was like, Harvey Weinstein. Whoa.
Yeah.
Bring him up.
Yeah.
And then, but now if people start Googling, you'll find that other stuff. But do you know what came out that day as well? CAA, the former company that Nick Khan worked for, who also, I guess, worked with Harvey Weinstein, they found out that they were being sued past people who were in charge because they covered it up. Right. And I said, wow, that was a weird, it was just too coinkadinkly that he would have just known that and said that on that exact day.
Oh, no, it was definitely strategic.
But like I said, people talk within the industry with that stuff. So I'm not going to.
It's a low blow. And believe me, you're never going to get me to defend Gomez like he's a terrible human being, allegedly. But sometimes you got to, when they go low, you go high. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that was the best. He knew what he was doing. That's for sure.
Listen, I'm going to say this real quick. I know Raw's about to start. You guys can put it on the background, but please promise me you're going to listen to this for like 2 seconds. I want people to understand something else too. WWE's PR reach. And I'm going to give credit to the people at Voices of Wrestling. BJ sent this to me and said, yo, will you listen to this? Like, honestly, listen to this. Same thing I sent to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I got halfway through and I was like, yeah, I'm about to send this. I sent it to you, I think Pro Wrestler Shoot, a bunch of people. The PR reach that WWE has is insane now. This didn't start until after Gomez left. So who's at the helm of this? Nick Khan. And if you go to this Voices of Wrestling thing, and I think it says something about the WWE's PR edge over AEW and what Tony Khan needs to do about it. I think that's how it's titled, something like that. Triple H is on the front cover. This person breaks it down perfectly what they are doing. Sean, when you get on YouTube, do other wrestling podcasts pop up?
Not that they should, but they do.
Whose podcast pops up when do you see these things?
Say it again?
Whose wrestling podcast do you see pop up? Or who do you see a lot of quotes from?
Oh, Meltzer?
Besides him. I know he's one.
Like Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson?
Yeah. Who else? Any other podcasts?
Bischoff. There's a lot of people. Bischoff and yeah. I mean, there's a few.
Kevin Nash?
Yeah.
Would you say those people give fair AEW criticism?
Absolutely not.
Did Kevin Nash not just tell Will Ospreay he needs to look better before the Wembley show?
What does that mean? His physique better, which is it's a stupid thing to have said.
What does that mean?
It means he's a hater and he's pro WWE.
It sounds like he's telling him to do something else.
Possibly advert, like to do something to enhance himself.
Get on the old
Yeah.
Oh, this is what wrestling was good. Yeah. Listen, I've been trying to be nice to him because I do think sometimes Kevin Nash has good business sense when he says stuff, but I can't take any of this seriously when you're Triple H's friend. Cornette, dude, when I bring these people up, do they ever say anything that is remotely constructive? Like, you know what? You did that pretty well. I don't hear it. I don't see quotes of it.
When your comment is about Ospreay's physique, which by the way, he probably has like 2% body fat, and he just wrestled a match of the year candidate with Bryan Danielson, and that's what you have to say, there's something wrong.
I just don't understand. And I see a lot of the comments, even in the chat, what storylines does AEW have? What are you watching? Do you think people are just ordering pay-per-views and Tony announced matches and we're like, yeah, let's watch this? That's not what happens. I watch every week. There are stories. You may not like the stories, but there's stories.
Right, and it's not fair for you to say you don't like that there are no stories just because you don't like them. There are stories on AEW.
This goes back to what I used to say about the WCW stuff. Oh, yeah, you can watch WCW Saturday night. There's stories. You may not like the stories, but there's stories in there. Come on, fam. That's all I'm saying, man. That's my only point to all of this.
No, and it's a strong point as well. You got to be fair. People argue without being objective.
Why is it, and I want people to really listen to me and think about this, those same people, I bet you all pop up into your little feeds and whatever social media you get on. Then this stuff gets out to casual viewers, since we're going to bring that up. What do you think casuals are now saying about AEW? They repeat the regurgitated. I can tell you who it came from when you say that stupid stuff. I'm like, what?
Casual fan is going to say, well, Kevin Nash said it, so it must be right.
If you see someone say, Will Ospreay's small, I'm going to look at you.
He is kind of small.
Yeah. Or you see them dropping the other names for people. The Butterfly Cowboy. I saw someone say it in the chat before. I'm not downing any of you for saying that, but I'm just saying, peep where the names are coming from. Peep where this stuff is coming from. Even if it's on the other side, Meltzer's, people say pro AEW. Some people say he hates on it too much now. I don't know, but people fall within these certain categories. Just watch it. And WWE, this is not an accident. This is done on purpose. When Rampage does bad because of a playoff game, where do you think those fast nationals come from? Cheeseboard Man knows where he gets those numbers from. It's from WWE, bro. They said, do not quote us in this, but you can have these. And if you're going to report that and do bad faith PR work, be my guest. What do you get out of it?
Yes, sir.
You get nothing, zilch, not a zip. So pay attention to this. So when Tony Khan takes shots like this, they are driving him crazy because he's trying to do this the right way. And at this point, Sean, here's my advice to Tony Khan. And this is the same advice that the guy, I think it's Joe on Voices of Wrestling gave. I hope I said your name correctly. Dude, go get a PR team and go and do the same thing they're doing. That's all I can tell you to do, bro. Go get people and just say, yo, we're going to do this the right way. And we're going to see who has credibility after that, because this is the only thing you can do to fight these guys back. You have to fight back. And you're going to have to use money to do it. I know he's trying to do it the honest way, but apparently showing off the brains ain't working, Sean.
Apparently not. Apparently not. He needs help. He's giving it the old college try, but it's just not enough right now.
Cornette talks mad trash on both companies, to be fair. I guess nothing compelling is my argument for them. Okay. A lot of wrestlers took the juicy juice. Are there casual fans in the room with us right now? He said, chill. I'm going to keep it a bean. In my opinion, AEW is a great B movie action. Great. The plot is meh, but the acting is trash. So I have to enjoy what grabs me from the in-ring performance.
Touche.
Sean, listen, Monday Night Raw's on. I'm sure the draft's on. Logan Paul will be there, even though he's a SmackDown guy, I think, but he's on Raw tonight. But the everything's not locked in until May 6th. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys just look at your media responsibly. All I'm telling you is watch the BS they're feeding you, because then when the day comes when something is gone, I'm going to tell, and that this might even be TNA, this might be MLW. When it's gone, you are not going to get sympathy from people like us. I promise you. I'm going to say, well, you should have did something before. I educated you on this show. Do not ever tell someone Conrad didn't give me the knowledge I needed or the tools I needed. You've been told.
100.
All right? 100. Watch what they do. Watch the BS that they're doing. I'm out.
Yeah, man. I agree. Don't let people infiltrate your mind and make you feel how you want them to feel and how they want you to feel. Come up with your own opinions and be strong in those opinions, man. If you think AEW is dope, rock with it. If you think WWE is dope, rock with it. If you think neither is dope or both are dope, rock with it. But don't let outside opinions, influence your opinion about the sport. Because at the end of the day, we're here to love it and appreciate it. And like Conrad was saying, if AEW is off the scene, if New Japan goes off the scene, if MLW goes off the scene, and we don't have anything left except WWE, we're going to be back in the doldrums again. So, hopefully it'll stay the way it is now. I'm not really overly compelled with WWE's product right now, but, it's better than what it was, and let's hope it stays that way and hope AEW can recover, because AEW does need to recover. But, only time will tell how that's going to play out. So, look, make sure you follow us both on social media. You see the tags right there, EPW Show, Hubbard W Weekly. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly's new website is going to be up in June. Make sure you follow us both on YouTube if you're not following us already, or subscribe to both of us if you're not subscribing already. Follow us on all social media platforms. My social media platform is the same here as it is on Instagram. So is Conrad. So make sure you check us out. We'll be back next week, Monday at 6:05 Eastern, to review a full in-depth review of WWE Backlash. And on this coming Saturday at around 4:30 p.m., right when the pay-per-view goes to the air, I'm going to be going live with my immediate Jey Uso reaction. I'm sure that's going to be quite interesting, because I'm going to be giving it to you, raw, for my opinion of what exactly goes on in Paris, France this coming Saturday afternoon.
Play.
So with that being said, the Raw Women's Champion, or the World Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, is in the ring. Conrad and I are going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys, as always. On behalf of Conrad, Everything Pro Wrestling, my name is Sean, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. We are Clash of the Podcast. God bless, be encouraged, and always remember, evil never prevails. Wednesday night. 10 p.m. Derek and Conrad, Everything Pro Wrestling AEW review. All right. And I'll see you guys Saturday afternoon, and we'll both see you guys next Monday evening. God bless. Evil.